Not many of us remember a time when getting a book from your local library looked like this. On June 1st, 2016, in a small town library in western Connecticut, a small group of librarians were waiting to push a button to a new innovative web page, one that would be a bold breakthrough in how content was delivered to the library's patrons and the staff.
Their website a long time ago.
It would be the first time in 8 years that a change of this magnitude was attempted. In the library world, this was a singular achievement.
Should we do it? All right. 2.
Come on in.
Hey.
Can I watch?
Yeah,
Yes.
you want to come in and watch? We're just about to push the button.
I just want to see it.
Oh, goodness.
The countdown
Ready?
began with the
Ready?
old site still on the computer screen.
3, 2, 1. And we're live.
Whoa. Look at my phone.
Yay! All right.
People are using it.
Already?
Yeah, look at it.
Wow. Oh, here it is.
No, seriously, that was like years in the making, in the planning, and almost 3/4 of a year of intensive coding and programming, and I think we've done something really special. I do too. So you all ought to be really proud. Really proud. It's a really remarkable achievement.
The old site, good as it was, needed to be updated. The new site would have to live in a different world of smartphones, social media, and tablets. The delivery of data and information would have to be faster and easier to access than ever before.
The new website debuted in September 2008. It was a revolutionary place. It was a social gathering place. It was a meeting place. It was an exchange of ideas. And that was something that hadn't been done in libraries before. And not only that, we gave away all the coding for free to other libraries. So that was a big deal. That was a huge deal. It was our gift to the library world. And there are libraries across the country that have modeled their website on what John built. And so that was in September of 2008. And here we are in the winter of, nearing spring of 2016. And we realized times have changed and we need to change. And that we interact with the community differently. There are different things we want to offer. Things have changed. And so we are there. It's not that there was anything bad or not great about the old website. It's what we're trying to do is embrace all the new technology that's available to us now.
I think the most important thing would be to change our catalog search and update it a little bit. I think sometimes through no fault of our own, there are some things that our catalog has a lot of trouble with, and on the public service desks, we experience a lot of frustration from patrons who can't find what they're looking for. There's a couple things I'd like to see changed. Another thing is I'd love to see a more dynamic programming and events page, something that people can find their interests. Right now it's very date-based, this thing's happening on this day, to find a way to connect people with programs they might not hear about because they don't think of us doing that kind of program or something like that.
But I do think we need to start preparing people that what they're going to see is going to look radically different.
The big kind of overarching theme is automation. And when I say automation, I mean I want the new library, I want the new website to automatically process things that right now take a lot of hands to happen all the time. So when I say automation, things I think about are unpublishing web posts after the event has already happened. So right now, every night, no matter where I am, if I'm here at the library or if I'm at a restaurant out with friends, I have to go on the library's website and after the event is over, unpublish it. So that's an example of something that takes a person when it really shouldn't.
For Darien Library, we have a small, very skilled staff, but there are only so many hours in the day. And so we would work with our catalog, trying to make it accessible to the public in the best possible way. But we found that the mechanics behind the scenes, it wasn't all that compatible. We've been working at it along, making tweaks, changes along the way. But there comes a certain point when you realize that you can't tweak it anymore. We can do much. Oh, heavens no, this is not a tweak.
This is an vision.
No.
It's a new site.
No, it's website 3.0. Yeah, it's the third iteration of our site. So it's a big deal.
Simplicity is driving the design of this website, just in terms of getting people to where they want to go. We have cut back on a lot of the cruft that our current website has. Things like all these posts that nobody used to read. We had this idea with website 2.0 that we would create all this content, that staff would be blogging all the time, and that people would love it because of course they want to read what librarians have to say in their blogs. And the reality of that is, and I'm sorry to say it, the metrics say, we have hard numbers from Google Analytics that nobody cares about that stuff.
And so John created something that is both functional and visually beautiful. And that was what was exciting, the debut of our events registration. That is fantastic. But what we had to do was go through and really assess it.
Along the way, the team researched hundreds of other sites and held numerous meetings with the staff to get their input. The team working on the new one understood that old habits are hard to break, which is why they had to be fearless about discarding what didn't work and confident about what did. These meetings also provided training to a library staff who had 8 years getting used to working with the old site.
The trend in modern websites is to cut out the cruft and present actionable data to patrons, I think, or just in users of websites in general. Just what data do people need to make decisions with, and other information that they're not paying attention to or don't want is extraneous and actually slows the process of a user from getting to where they want to be. Lots of library websites will allow you to view the full MARC details of a book, which, if you've ever looked at MARC, it is a little obtrusive for someone from the outside world to say, oh, I knew that this had a 650A field that was Russia with a V field that was social customs and times. That doesn't mean anything. And so being able to present data in a way that's actually useful and actionable is really important in modern websites. And so that was definitely a major focus of the website, was presenting data in a way that it can be acted upon.
Here we did a lot of user research, asking people what their preferences were, what were the trouble spots, and what were their big dreams for the new website and catalog. And yeah, there's a lot of stress as we try to figure everything out, because people have such varied wishes of what they'd like to see, but the end result is amazing. And the catalog, I don't think there's a better catalog anywhere in the country.
One of the major differences between the old website and the new website is that it is really a conceptual change, and that the old website was sort of a river of content. So we were very interested 8 years ago in blogging and getting librarians to talk about what was going on in the library, to talk about books, and to write those things up and create content. None of that content was ever really looked at. And so we were putting a whole lot of effort into something that our community was not asking for. What they were asking for was, what's going on at the library? What's due today? How do I look up a book? And so on and so forth. Things that the library does and things that are core to the library service, people just wanted that information. And we were not making it very easy for them to get it. So James McNutt, our system administrator, who really wrote a lot of the sort of magic sauce on the back end of this, created an algorithm that goes through our bibliographic records and creates a concordance at the work level. and allows us to do this. So when we look at the Fates and Furies record, we see book, and then ebook with Overdrive, Biblioteca, audiobook, book on CD, ebook also from Biblioteca and Overdrive, and it's a pretty significant accomplishment. And I think the thing that's most gratifying about all of it was the team that came together to do this and the work that they did. Because this was truly a team effort, and I think that the end product is, shows that. It's a delight to use, I think. The feedback that I got is that people enjoy using it, that they feel good using it, that they get lost in the catalog using it and clicking around and finding new things. And that's really what we wanted to do. We wanted to bring a little magic back into the library catalog.
John Bleiberg and his team accomplished their goal. On the surface it looks simple, but it took a year of rewriting code and rethinking the very purpose of the website and what patrons now want, based on a study of usage. With its simple, elegant graphics and deceptively clever organization, you can now get what you want, go where you want to go, and discover a world of events easier and faster than ever before. For Darien Library, it's another step into the future.